Hello everyone, this is Ken Paris from your Dearborn City Council, and this is another session of Council in the Community. And I have a special guest that I'd like to introduce here to everyone. We have an employee from our Records and Identification Bureau, the RIB of the Dearborn Police Department, and this is Nicole Klawacki. So I hope I didn't butcher the name, is that correct?
It's correct.
That's correct, okay. And I thank you for being here today because I think there's some really good reasons that we should be interviewing Nicole. I want to go back just a short time ago, just a few weeks ago. I happened to be at a event for the city of Dearborn in which our police officers and the police department had their award ceremony for the year. And Nicole is one of the recipients of a Chief's Outstanding Service Award for a civilian employee within the city of Dearborn and the police department. So I thank you for that and for your service. That intrigued me because what does Nicole do? And for those that don't know, I believe your title is Crime Analyst?
Yes.
Tell us just a little bit about yourself.
So I've worked for the Dearborn Police Department for 5 years. In that 5 years, I got to do lots of different things in the Record Bureau. I've done everything from gun registrations to background checks for the FBI and other departments. I've done Clery reports, looking at crime data for local universities and colleges. I manage the online reporting system. So because I have so much experience in different things in the Record Bureau, I was really interested in trying something else. So as of January, my most recent role is the Crime Analyst for the department. So I'm really excited about the new role I have here.
Well, if you could though, people may not be aware of it. I know people come into the police department, they want a copy of a police report or, like you made mention, gun registration, a number of things, background checks. What does the Record Bureau do? Where is it at in the police department? What are your hours? That people can go ahead and get some service, and what basically happens in the Record Bureau? What do you do?
The Record Bureau handles a lot of things in the department. We hand out copies of reports, we do background checks, we do fingerprints, we give out gun permits. The Record Bureau really does a lot of specific things in the Record Bureau. It's on the main floor of the police department. Our hours are Mondays and Wednesdays, 11:30 to 4 p.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and a half day on Friday from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
What is a crime analyst? What do you do? What's it all about?
So a crime analyst looks at raw data, they interpret it, they analyze it, they organize it, and they present it in meaningful ways. So a crime analyst's job is to look for patterns and trends. So a crime analyst can do anything from looking at hotspots, looking if there's a specific location where amount of disproportionate crimes occur. They don't only look at crime, but they look at things like mental health trends, how citations are changing, how arrests are changing. So a crime analyst looks at crime, but they also look at other types of data that people might be interested in.
Well, who makes use of that data that you're compiling, or are you asked by people to do an analysis in a specific area? Do you work with other agencies and police departments?
Yes, so I do something called CompStats weekly, which is short for comparative statistics. So I look at how the crime is changing recently compared to previous years. I also get specific requests for certain inquiries from different divisions in the police department, and I look into specifically what they want and make infographics and charts and graphs for whatever they're interested in seeing.
What kind of systems, or how do you get your data? Where does this come from?
Yeah, so nowadays technology really helps classify crimes and make clusters together. So we use different police databases. Some of them do that for you, some of them we do using programs like Excel, but it really makes it easier to look how things are changing and to find those patterns and trends using technology like heat maps, crime clusters, and the visuals of where crime is happening in the community.
You know what, it seems that it is a good idea and a very good decision by the command staff and the police department to be able to have somebody of your educational level and your experience and your desire to do something like this with all the tools that you have to be able to analyze these patterns and identify them and helping the police department. So how does this help the police department, and how would you think it would help the community as a whole, your role and what the information is that you're supplying?
Yeah, I think crime analysis is a really useful tool. I think it's useful for the police department to help them stay one step ahead. I think looking at it as often as we do helps them be informed in real time of crimes that are emerging. I think it could help the community and them being able to be aware. I think there's a lot of use in using all the technologies that we have and presenting it where we can make sense of that data and make better decisions because of it.
Let's be honest, folks, and I'm the same way. We'd like to have a police officer on every corner, you know, watching what's going on with traffic, running a stop sign, or I heard about a robbery in the neighborhood or a break-in. That may not be prevalent everywhere. So everybody wants a cop in their area, in their neighborhood, at the end of their block, but it's not feasible. It's not reasonable, especially today with limited resources. You need to allocate those resources, and data-driven decisions have got to be used. Well, let me ask then, do you feel that there's anything else that you should inform our listening audience about? Anything either about you or the job that you do, or what are you looking forward to in the future?
If I could let people know one thing about the job is that I think it's really beneficial to the community. Like you said, I think intelligence-led decision making is such an asset to the community and to the police department, and I like getting to play at least a small role in making the community better and supplementing what our Dearborn officers are doing.
That's great. So for this segment anyways, this is Ken Paris, Dearborn City Council, signing off until next time. Thank you.